Early days. The story of Shikamaru Nara will shock you. Shikamaru has always been the lovable slacker of the Naruto franchise, but he wasn't always the prestigious and well-mannered ninja we've seen in recent media. Rude and apathetic as he was in his early days, underneath that rough exterior has always been a strong ninja who would give his life to protect his friends. Today at the Divine Sage, we're gonna be giving young Shikamaru the spotlight, even though he probably wouldn't want it. Before we jump into this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment Shikamaru's favorite word, drag, to enter for a chance at winning our giveaway. Responsibility and growth. Team 10 definitely came off as an oddball team at first between Choji, Ino, and Shikamaru. Each of them had extreme personality quirks that were off-putting to the people around them and almost made them seem like a comic relief team. Their sensei Azuma definitely saw the big picture though, and the potential within Shikamaru in particular. Shikamaru was initially rough around the edges, and despite being incredibly academically gifted, was completely disinterested in the life of a shinobi. Often receiving poor grades and trying not to stand out, Shikamaru was quite content with the idea of living in the background. More so, he yearned for it. Not to say that he was interested in anything else instead of the ninja way, he expressed a longing to have a completely average life repeatedly, and as a genin never seemed to be excited about anything that would happen around him. His favorite hobby, for example, was just laying back somewhere comfortable and looking up at the sky for as long as he could. However, after his team entered the tuning exams to try and rank up, Shikamaru started to change, and his genius started to exude. It became apparent that Shikamaru did care about at least one thing: his friends. We repeatedly saw him step out of his comfort zone in the tuning exams to protect his friends, as opposed to sitting idly by like he tended to prefer. Shikamaru shifts from apparently selfish to selfless fast. For example, he had the winning hand in his graduation match of the tuning exams and still chose to forego the victory at the last second just because he didn't care about winning. Yet, previously, when watching Team 7 suffer against the Sound Village Ninja, he became visibly upset and decided to go against his rationale by leaving his hiding spot to fight with his friends in a losing battle. This is one of the first implications we have of Shikamaru caring more about others than himself. We see this side of Shikamaru start to come to the forefront more as he attempted to stop Gaara's assassination of Rock Lee, despite knowing that he stood absolutely no chance against Gaara. This new selfless side of Shikamaru is portrayed again shortly afterwards in the form of an ultimate sacrifice that solidifies his character. When the Leaf Village Genin are being pursued by Sound Village Ninja, it is decided that one ninja would need to stay behind to slow down the pursuers, but that ninja would surely die as the odds were 9-1. Despite that, Shikamaru volunteered himself as the decoy before Naruto could muster up the courage. Although he easily could have escaped and saved his own skin, Shikamaru did stay back to protect his friends, knowing he'd die. Luckily, he was saved at the last moment by his trusted sensei, so his adventures could continue. His genius and selflessness don't go unnoticed, despite how he tries to hide it, and so he was the only one to graduate to the rank of Chunin during these events. Since that point, Shikamaru is what I'd call a ride or die, opting to lead the team of Genin himself during the Sasuke retrieval arc and putting his life on the line for others without hesitation. Shikamaru then continues to develop throughout Naruto Shippuden and the following franchises like Boruto into the responsible and diligent man we know today. Fighting abilities. Shikamaru in his younger days fought in a way that perfectly reflects his mental attitude. Minimal effort seems to be the entire idea in the way he goes about his battles. Minimal physical effort, that is, as the way he conducts his battles mentally is vastly more intelligent than the characters we've seen up until that point, even other Jonin and legendary ninja. While the rest of the characters are playing checkers, Shikamaru is playing chess. He makes heavy use of his family's signature jutsu, the shadow imitation technique developed by the Nara clan. This ability allows him to bind the actions of his opponents to his own, allowing him to take battles at his own pace so he can relax and plot out his moves. The ability is far from flawless, and Shikamaru himself has physical limits this early on into the franchise with how many people he can bind and how far the ability reaches, as well as how long it lasts. He makes up for these faults early on though, as Shikamaru is a fighter who makes notable use of his environment, basing his actions on geographical factors and time of day, as residual shadows in the environment affect the capabilities of his signature jutsu. The way that he goes about his battles is a stark contrast to what the series had established thus far. As opposed to flashy battles with a lot of taijutsu and crazy techniques, Shikamaru spends most of his time standing still and plotting. Shikamaru has also shown that he has no problem hiding and waiting for the right time to strike, as opposed to the brash way characters like Naruto go about initiating a fight, like the Haku battle for example. He quickly becomes the coordinator of his team due to these qualities, the unspoken captain of Team 10 in a sense. Shikamaru's fighting abilities really start to blossom later in the sequel series Naruto Shippuden. Thanks for tuning into today's video. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, and comment keyword drag to enter for a chance at winning our giveaway. See you next time at the Divine Sage.